Mobility Monday. I am just about to start my workout for today, so I hope you will join me for that. And then please stick around because immediately after the workout, I am going to be doing my weekly Monday Mobility Challenge, so I would love for you to try that with me as well. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. I am not going to be providing a full tutorial today because I just don't have time. I will walk you through the exercises as we are going. So let me just quickly talk about the equipment that I'm using today, and I will explain what to do if you do not have any equipment, because you can still do this workout right along with me even if you have absolutely no exercise equipment whatsoever. And then I'll just give you a quick overview so that you understand what's coming, and I'll explain really quickly how to adjust the length of the workout so that you can make it a little bit shorter if you don't have an hour to spend on your workout today, okay? I'm including this workout on my playlist of 20-minute workouts because it is very easy to make this workout just 20 minutes long, but my workout is going to take closer to an hour. So you can see that I am standing on my jump rope mat. You are going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you, so an exercise mat or yoga mat is ideal if you have one. If you don't have a mat, a towel should probably suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. You can see I also have my Oogie ball here. My Oogie ball is kind of a hybrid between a medicine ball and a Swiss ball or a balance ball. So you could probably make any kind of exercise ball work. So if you have an exercise ball, go ahead and grab it. We're using it today. If you don't have a ball, that's fine. You don't need one. So for reference and for reference only, the pink Oogie ball weighs 8 pounds. This is going to be a good weight for me today. This is going to challenge me today with these exercises that we're doing. You may need to use something lighter than that. You may need to use something heavier. That's going to depend on your strength. It's going to depend on your level of fitness. Also, it just depends on what you have available to you and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your ball and make the decision that is best for you. If you don't have a ball, you are going to be able to incorporate other types of weights for a few of these exercises. So I'm not going to show you the exercises before we begin. So what I'm going to recommend is that if you have a set of dumbbells, like a light set of dumbbells, get those ready. You may be able to use those today. You could also probably use household items like water bottles or shampoo bottles filled with some sort of weight. You may be able to use like a jug of laundry detergent or something like that, or like a bag of dog food or kitty litter. So just start thinking of things that you can use for weight if you want to add weight and have them ready to go. But if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. You can do all of these exercises without any added weight and without any equipment, so don't worry about it. But I am going to be using my 8-pound Oogie ball. Other than my Oogie ball and my mat, the only other thing I'm using today is my jump rope. So I have Rebecca here with me today. Rebecca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there's a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code Rebecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. If you do not have a jump rope, that's fine. You can just pantomime jumping rope, or you can just jog in place. You can do high knees, jumping jacks, toe taps, mountain climbers. Any type of cardio exercise you want to do is absolutely fine. So don't worry if you don't have a jump rope. But if you do have a jump rope, go ahead and grab it. We're using it today if you want to. You also have the option of simply eliminating the jump rope sections. That is what you're going to do if you are opting for the 20-minute version of this workout. And it's going to be very easy to do. I'll get to that in just a minute. But if you do have a jump rope and you are jumping rope with me today, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. I always just kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. But if you're more comfortable jumping with your feet together, great, jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope, you can do a boxer shuffle or high knees or jump rope jacks. It doesn't matter. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. But that's it, that's all you're going to need. Now very quickly, here's the format. This is a format that we've done many times before, and it's a format that I love. So at its core, this is going to be a 20-minute Tabata style HIIT workout. So to break that down, 20 minutes obviously means 20 minutes. Tabata means specifically 10-second rest intervals, 20-second work intervals times 8 rounds. That's 4 minutes. So HIIT, H-I-I-T, stands for high intensity interval training. So those are our intervals: 10 seconds of rest, 20 seconds of work times 4 rounds, or 8 rounds. That's 4 minutes, okay? There are 5 exercises. We're going to be doing each exercise for 4 minutes before moving on to the next one. So if you want to make this a 20-minute workout, that's all you're going to do. You're going to start with the first exercise. You'll do that with me for 4 minutes. Then you will use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the next workout. To the next exercise, and you'll get right into your second exercise. You'll spend 4 minutes on that exercise, and then you'll use the chapter markers to skip ahead to exercise number 3. Okay, so you're going to use the chapter markers to skip over the cardio sessions if you're not doing them. I am going to be doing that, my 20-minute Tabata style HIIT workout. So 5 exercises, 4 minutes on each exercise, and after each exercise, I'm going to be adding 4 minutes of interval jump rope. So just moderate paced cardio for 4 minutes. Any way you want to get that done is fine. You don't even have to be on intervals. You can hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill or the elliptical for 4 minutes while I'm jumping rope. That works. All right, you can do up and down the steps. Any kind of cardio exercise that you want to do for 4 minutes is fine. So we're going to do exercise number 1 and then 4 minutes of moderate paced cardio, exercise number 2, 4 minutes of cardio, and so on until we've made our way through all 5 exercises and 5 little 4-minute cardio sections, okay? So that's 40 minutes. Before each exercise, I am going to be doing 5 burpees. I'm going to be using my Oogie ball for the burpees, but you can do any burpee variation you want, with or without a push-up, with or without a jump, with or without weight. It doesn't matter, okay? Any burpee variation you want, if you want to. You can eliminate the burpees if you so choose, okay? If you want your workout to just be 40 minutes, that's fine. I always love this format. It's dynamic, it moves quickly, and I get in a good solid hour about. It takes me plus or minus about an hour to finish everything, but it flies by. So it's going to be 5 burpees, then my first exercise for 4 minutes, then 4 minutes of cardio, and then we'll repeat that pattern. 5 more burpees, exercise number 2 for 4 minutes, 4 minutes of cardio, and then 5 more burpees, third exercise, cardio, until we're finished with all 5 exercises, and that's it. So remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and of course I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear about the format of the workout and how everything fits together, or if you're unsure about how to modify or customize the format to accommodate your time constraints or your level of fitness, if you have any questions about the exercises that we are doing, or if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises correctly, if you need help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, please just ask. I'm always here to help, okay? It's very important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you are going to be working out along with the video, to please make sure that you're working to your own level. So that means choosing weights that are appropriate for you. They're not too heavy. It means dropping the weight if it gets too difficult, or opting for the body weight versions of these exercises. It means shortening up your range of motion if necessary. Please do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. It means slowing down if your form starts to get sloppy. So if you're faster than I am and you're able to complete more reps of each exercise during the work intervals, great, be faster than I am, as long as you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. But if you're slower than I am, that's also wonderful, because you're out here, you're doing the reps, you're putting in the work. That's what matters. Okay, please do not race to keep up with me. if it means that you're pushing yourself too hard, or if it means that your form is starting to get sloppy. I don't want you to sacrifice your form for speed. So if you find that you're getting sloppy with your form, that means you need to slow down a little bit. So please make sure that you are working to your own level, make sure you're going at your own pace, and make sure that you are minding your form. It's always going to be safer and more effective to do fewer reps with excellent form than to do lots and lots of sloppy reps. So please just be smart, be safe, listen to your body, make the decision that is best for you, and do your best. Your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you are ready to go ahead and begin the workout, make sure that you have something soft beneath you, like an exercise mat or a yoga mat. If not, maybe a towel. Grab an exercise ball if you have one and if you want to add weight to the workout today. If not, maybe have a light set of dumbbells handy, or maybe a kettlebell or some household items, so that you have that option of adding weight if you want to. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you are jumping rope with me today, and then pause the video, go get dressed, meet me right back here. We'll start with a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we'll get right into the workout. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. You are going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. You are not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just resting your hand on top of your head and allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck by just using the weight of your arm. Now let's switch sides. So allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They should be down, away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by just allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest, and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, I want you to just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier, allowing your range of motion to increase until finally your entire torso is just falling down in front of you. Your arms should be nice and loose like a rag doll. Now we're going to roll the shoulders back or forwards, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are making big circles with your shoulders. Kind of exaggerate the movement so that you're exploring your full range of motion. And next we're going to do some arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So you're going to extend your arms out to the side. Start by just making small circles, either towards the back or towards the front, it doesn't matter. But slowly I want you to start expanding your range of motion, making those circles bigger and bigger until finally you are exploring your full range of motion, making the circles as big as you possibly can. Now step your feet so they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, bend the knees. Sweep your hands down in front of you, and as you straighten your legs, you're reaching up as high as you can towards the ceiling. Each time you bend your knees, just allow your range of motion to increase a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Keep your feet planted right where they are. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, and add the arms. So now with each lunge, you're just reaching across your body, loosening up those shoulders. It should feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Now step the feet in. We're going to march, starting with the knees low, but gradually you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Next, we're going to jog in place. Same thing, starting with the knees low, but gradually you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest, until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can. Next is booty kicks. So now with each step, I'm just bringing my heel behind me. Really try to kick yourself in the booty cheek with your heel. If you struggle with balance, you can hold on to something for support for this next one if you need to. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. Transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Just waking up those hip flexors. And do the same thing on the other side. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then if it feels comfortable, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging the leg higher and higher. Now place this foot down, pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you. Bring the leg around and behind, making a little semicircle. Each time you make that semicircle, just start lifting the leg higher and higher. And for the last two, I'm doing a hip circle. So drive the knee up in front of you, use your hand to guide it around. Other side, extend the opposite leg out in front and make a semicircle. Bringing the leg around and behind you. Lifting the leg higher and higher each time. And now for the final two, drive the knee up towards your chest. Use your hand to guide it around for a hip circle. Finishing with a hamstring stretch. So I'm using this post to assist me. The reason for that is that you want to try to keep your back as flat as you can as you come into this stretch so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. And if you use the wall or chair or the arm of your couch, it can just make that a little bit easier to do. Makes it a little bit more comfortable getting into this stretch. Can make it a little bit more accessible, but that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout. I am starting with 5 burpees. You can do any burpee variation you want, with or without weight, with or without a push-up. And if you don't want to do the burpees, you don't have to. Remember, if you just want to make this a 20-minute Tabata style HIIT workout, you are going to use the chapter markers to skip over the burpees and start with the first exercise, which is dead bugs. If you are doing burpees with me, let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm going to be doing these oogie pop burpees. Bend down, place your hands on the ball, jump the feet back, push up, jump the feet in. Now broad jump, squat, and jump up, and then jump back. So push up on the ball, jump the feet in, jump forward, squat and jump back. That's it. Just sets of 5 for the burpees. You can do more if you want. I just don't want it to take forever. So next is dead bugs. Any variation of dead bugs you want to do is fine. So you can hold on to a kettlebell or some dumbbells or household items if you want. I'm going to be doing these with my ball pressed up against my knees like this. So I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is 10 seconds to get ready. So from this position, I'm just going to lower one arm at a time towards the ground, and at the same time, I'm lowering the opposite heel towards the ground with control. So make sure you're not just dropping your hand down. Make sure you're not dropping your heel down. The movement should be entirely under control the whole time. And now rest. We're here for 4 minutes. Remember, we're doing each exercise for 4 minutes before moving on to the next one. So just pressing the ball up against my knees, lowering one arm and lowering the opposite leg at the same time. Rest. So we're going to do this 8 times. So really engaging that deep core. Here we go, another 20 seconds. If you don't want to add weight, you can just do the same exercise like this without any added weight. But any kind of ball will work. Or again, you can hold on to a light set of dumbbells. A couple of shampoo bottles or water bottles filled with some sort of weight will also work. Or you can hold on to a kettlebell or a jug of laundry detergent or something like that. Lower the legs one at a time, but you can just lower your arms down to the ground at the same time and lift them at the same time if you're holding on to one item like a heavy dumbbell or a kettlebell or a bag of dog food or something like that. I've lost track of which interval we're on. I know we're at least halfway there. But I don't know if this is interval 6 or 7 or what. Chit-chatting. It's because I didn't give a tutorial today, so I'm trying to walk you through everything, talk about the correct form, and also provide your equipment-free modifications as we're going. It's just so busy right now that doing these long tutorials that I usually do, where I walk you through each exercise individually and show you how to do everything with the proper form and provide all of your equipment-free substitutions and your beginner modifications. It takes forever. And I just do not have the time right now to do that, so hopefully this is sufficient. Again, if anything is unclear or if you have questions about how to do any of the exercises correctly, or if you need help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, just ask. So now if you are doing the cardio sections with me, 4 minutes of any type of moderate pace cardio you want to do is fine. If you are not doing the cardio sections, again, use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the next exercise. But if you are doing the cardio sections, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds to rest. Always start with the rest interval, just so we have a little bit of time to get ready. Now we're going to jump rope for 20 seconds. And any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. If you don't have a jump rope, you can be jogging in place, or doing high knees, or jumping jacks, or mountain climbers. Rest for 10 seconds. Toe taps, side jump lunges, up and down the steps. It doesn't matter. Another 20 seconds of jump rope. Cardio sections are going to be exactly 4 minutes long. So if you don't want to do intervals, you could also do something like just hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill or the elliptical or something like that for 4 minutes. Each time I'm jumping rope, that's fine. My cardio sections are exactly 4 minutes because I'm on intervals. But yours don't have to be, so you also could just say you want to take the workout to the field at your local high school. You just jog around the track a couple of times for each cardio section. Maybe like 1 to 4 times around the track, depending on how fast you are and how long you want your workout to be. That's another great option. Or again, you could do up and down the bleachers, something like that. We just started that interval a few seconds early because I tripped over my jump rope right towards the end of the previous interval. So I lost a few seconds off of that work interval. Just want to make it up a little bit. So again, I'm chit-chatting, so I lost track of what interval we're on. But we're here for 8 intervals, 4 minutes. So for the entire workout, my timer is set exactly the same. 10-second rest intervals, 20-second work intervals times 8 rounds. That's 4 minutes. Interval. Then I'm going to sneak in another quick set of 5 burpees before moving on to the second exercise. So you can see how even though this workout is going to take me about an hour, I love this format because honestly it just kind of flies by. Already done with that whole first sequence. So now, before we move on to the second exercise, I'm going to do another 5 burpees. If you're not doing the burpees, just use the chapter markers to skip ahead to exercise number 2. If you are doing burpees, here we go. Pause the video if you need to rest. I'm going to keep moving. 5 more burpees. So at any point, if you need a longer rest break than what I'm taking, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. Keep it moving so that this feels like one long continuous workout as opposed to a bunch of tiny little 4-minute workouts, but rest as needed. Next is crunches. So any crunch variation you want to do is fine. Starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. This is 10 seconds to get ready. So I'm going to have my knees at more or less a 90-degree angle. I'm going to balance my ball on top of my heels. Arms are extended overhead. And then I'm just crunching, bringing my hands around to tap the outsides of my ball, and then lowering myself back down with control. So if you don't have a ball, you don't need to have any weight on your heels. But if you do want to add weight, the way I am, you could use a sandbag. I do this exercise with my sandbag all the time. Or you could balance, again, like a bag of dog food or a backpack filled with some sort of weight. Alternatively, you could do the exercise without any weight balanced on your ankles, and instead you could hold on to a set of dumbbells while you do your crunches. But you do not need to add any weight at all. Just do any crunch variation you want, with or without weight. If it's too difficult to have your heels elevated the whole time, you can have your heels down on the mat. Rest for 10. Crunch and tap the ball. Again, my ball weighs 8 pounds. But when I do this exercise with my sandbag is about 25 pounds. So you don't necessarily need to use an especially light ball or light weight for this exercise. But a lighter ball will also work. This is also a really challenging exercise with no added weight. But if you have like a larger, like a Swiss ball or a balance ball, like a larger exercise ball that really doesn't weigh anything, you can still use that the same way I'm using my ball, and it'll still be a great exercise. I have no clue what interval we're on, but I hope we're almost done, because you guys know me and my little weakling abs, and you can see me already needing to pause and rest during the work intervals, like right now, because my abs are just so pathetic. They are crying real tears right now. Let's pray that this is the last interval. My abs are about to like revolt against me. They're gonna call an Uber right now. Ah. I think this might be the last interval. We'll find out right now. Are you excited? Oh. Thank goodness. Okay. So, if you need to pause and rest, pause the video. Towel off. Get a sip of water. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. Let your breathing normalize a little bit. That's fine. It's your workout. You do it in whatever way works for you. Challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can. But they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina that you can continue with good form. When you're ready, come back. I'm going to start on my next cardio section right now, so I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. If you're not doing the cardio sections, just use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the next exercise. Rest for 10. So again, 8 intervals of jump rope. That was 2, 6 more to go. This is our 7th interval. So I think there's just one more interval to go after this one. So at the end of the next interval, if I'm correct, the timer's going to do a little bit longer series of beeps. I'm just going to keep going until the beeping stops. It's just like another 5 seconds. Just want to finish strong. Exercise number 2. So before we move on to the 3rd exercise, I'm sneaking in another 5 burpees, completely optional. So if you don't want to do these, you can rest while I'm doing them, or you can skip ahead. When you're ready, here we go, 5 more burpees. And that's 5. Next, I'm doing oblique heel taps. So this is an exercise I frequently do while holding on to a light set of dumbbells. That's an option. But you don't need to hold on to dumbbells. I'm going to be elevating my feet on the ball. You don't have to elevate your feet if you don't have a ball. You're just going to have your heels flat on the mat. Starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds to get ready. So I'm going to have my feet up here on the ball, arms extended out to the sides. I'm going to press my heels into the ball, lift my hips as high as I can, squeezing my glutes, and then I'm just leaning over to tap the outsides of my heels. Really fight hard to keep those hips lifted high. If you don't want to lift your hips, you can just be right here. That's fine. It's still a phenomenal exercise. If you want to lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, twist and tap, twist and tap. So just tapping the outside of your heel. With control. Rest. So it's like my torso is just moving like a windshield wiper. Kind of staying on the same plane. So in this position, if you imagine that there's a wall right or a ceiling right in front of you and a floor right below you, and you're not going up or down, you're kind of just moving back and forth in the same plane, if that makes sense. So that you're really engaging your obliques as you reach over and tap the outside of your heel. So press your heels into the ball, lift your hips high, squeeze the glutes, arms extended out to the side, and just tap the outside of your heel, alternating sides with each tap, really feeling those obliques. Again, I'm chit-chatting, so I have no clue what interval we're on. I just know I'm ready for this to be over. So if you started out holding on to a light set of weights, and it's becoming too taxing, you're getting too fatigued, just drop the weights. That is exercise number 3. See, we're flying. We only have 2 exercises left. So if you are not doing the cardio sections, go ahead and use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the next exercise. If you are doing the cardio sections, let's go ahead and get started on our next 4 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio. As soon as you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 more seconds to breathe. And now here we go, 20 seconds of jump rope. Okay, that was our 4th interval. We're halfway through. 4 more intervals to go. Keep pushing. Less than a minute left of jump rope. Then we're on to our next set of burpees. So unless I miscounted, I think this should be our 8th and final interval of jump rope. So let's push. All right, and just like that, we are 3/5 of the way through the workout. Just 2 exercises left to go. So let's keep pushing. If you need a rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm starting with another set of 5 burpees right now. So back down onto the mat for our 4th exercise. Just doing knee drops. Super simple. So I'm going to be holding my oogie ball in between my knees. If you don't have a ball, just do knee drops without any added weight. As soon as you're ready, 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm just squeezing my ball together in between my knees. My arms are extended out to the side. And I'm just going to twist and drop my knees from side to side. Trying to keep my shoulder blades flat on the mat and make sure that the movement is under control, and rest. You can do the same thing without any added weight. It's just knee drops, super simple. So just twist and drop the knee towards one side and then towards the other. Keep those shoulder blades glued to the mat if you can. Feel myself sliding down the mat with each set. I think this might be our last set. Let's push. This is our last one. Just doing a couple extra reps because I really stopped before time was up. I could have done one more rep, so I wanted to do that rep, but then that made me uneven. I wanted to work both sides evenly, so just did an extra 2 reps, because why not? All right, 4th exercise is complete. Let's get started on our 4th of 5 jump rope sections or cardio sections. Legs are jelly. It's gonna be hard getting my feet up and over this jump rope. Just do your best. As soon as you're ready, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 seconds to rest. Shake out the legs a little bit. If you start tripping over your jump rope because your legs are fatigued, as mine are, after that last exercise, and after we've already completed 3 jump rope sections, that's fine. All right, it doesn't matter. Just do your best. Remember, like I always say at the beginning of the workout, or before we begin the workout, your best is always good enough. So let your best be good enough. If you trip over your jump rope, just take a deep breath. Do your best to just leave it behind you and get right back into it. Deep breath, get right back into it. It's okay. I know it's frustrating. I get very frustrated when I trip over my jump rope. That is only normal and natural. It's the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. You're trying to jump over the rope. So when you trip on your jump rope, you are failing, and that's upsetting and it's frustrating. So I think it's normal and natural and healthy to feel frustrated when you fail. So I'm not telling you to stifle the frustration or ignore it or pretend you're not feeling it or feel guilty about feeling it or feel like you're doing something wrong by feeling it. I'm simply saying not to let it dictate your mindset moving forward. Because if you stay in that frustration and you stay in that negative mindset, nothing good can come of it. It can only serve to sabotage the rest of your workout. And we have quite a few reps left to go. We don't want to do that. So what I'm saying is to just try to leave it behind you and acknowledge the frustration, accept the frustration, but do your best to reframe it so that you just remind yourself that you're out here putting in the work. All right, even if you trip over your jump rope, you still jumped to try to get over it, right? So you're still doing the work. You're still getting your heart rate up. And the more you fail, the more you're hopefully improving. So, you know, I have better jump rope days and I have awful jump rope days where I just cannot get my feet over the rope at all. So your progress isn't necessarily always going to be perfectly linear. But the more you try and fail, hopefully the better you will become. I still suck at jump rope, but believe it or not, I used to be a lot worse at it. So just try to reframe it in a way that you remind yourself that, I just want to see how, oh, this is our final work interval. Okay, just remind yourself that you're putting in the work, you're getting your heart rate up, and that's good enough. That's more than good enough. And this is our final interval. So let's push through. Fantastic. Alrighty. Just one exercise left. Haven't done this format in a minute. Every time I do it, I'm reminded of how much I love it. If you need a minute to rest, pause the video, towel off, get a sip of water. When you're ready, come back. Starting on my next 5 burpees. And that's it. That's 5. That's our final burpee of the day until we do our bonus burpee. And now here we go. Final exercise of the day. Any sit-up variation you want to do, with or without weight, is fine. Starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to sit up and toss my ball and then catch it. Super simple. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the mat. I'm starting with my ball over my head. Arms are more or less straight. I do have a slight bend to my elbows, but I'm not specifically bending the elbows. It's just kind of to accommodate the diameter of my ball. And then I'm just sitting up and tossing the ball in the air and catching it. Super simple. So sit up and toss the ball, hopefully catch it. Sit up, toss, and catch. So obviously, if you don't have a ball, first of all, if you have a medicine ball, but it's hard, this ball is nice and soft. If I miss it or drop it on my face, I'll be fine. If your ball is not heavier, what am I trying to say? Like not soft, hard. You may want to eliminate the toss. That's up to you. It's your workout. You decide what level of risk you're comfortable taking. But you can just lift the ball and press it up overhead if your ball is not soft, so that I'm not worried about you missing the ball and dropping it on your face. And obviously that modification would also apply if you're using something like a dumbbell or a kettlebell or something like that for weight, or really anything that's not soft. So if you're using a jug of laundry detergent or a big bottle of water or a bag of dog food, just sit up and press the weight. You don't have to toss and catch it. And if you're not adding weight, any sit-up variation you want to do is fine. Just sit up and reach. You can have your hands clasped behind your head. You can have your arms crossed in front of you. You can add a couple little punches. Literally any sit-up variation you want to do with or without weight is fine. I have no clue what interval we're on. I'm just gonna keep pushing. Usually I keep track of the intervals so I know how far I have left to go, but I can't see my timer from this position. And I'm pretty much not facing my timer for this entire workout. Plus I'm chatting through everything, so I'm not counting the intervals as they go by, and I have been completely just out to sea. I have not had any clue what interval I'm on this whole workout. But that's it. That is our fifth and final exercise. So now if you're not doing the cardio sections, do your bonus burpee, and then skip ahead in the video. Do a quick cool down with me and then do the mobility challenge. Don't forget the mobility challenge. If you are doing cardio, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Timer is going. Final 4 minutes of cardio. We got this. I think that was 4. Just 2 minutes left. Let's push. Less than a minute to go. These are our final 2 intervals. Okay, we made it. This is our final work interval. Just 20 seconds left to go. Push. That's our 4 minutes. Keep going with me just a few more seconds. Let's push, finish strong, and that's it. Took me 51 minutes and 46 seconds. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, whenever I do a workout that incorporates jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope, meaning 100 revolutions of the rope. The bonus burpee is mandatory, but this bonus set of jump rope is completely optional. So if you don't want to do the bonus set of jump rope, just take another minute to breathe, cheer me on. Hope I can get through it without tripping over Rude Becca. If you would like to join me, again, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. You're counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 100. I'm counting it. Honestly, I tripped so little during the workout itself, less than what I was anticipating, that I'm okay with 1 little trip on my bonus set of jump rope. I prefer not to, but it's good enough. This was an outstanding workout. I do love this format. It goes by so quickly, even though it took almost an hour. And now we have just 1 rep left to go. So let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final rep of the day. The workout is now officially complete. So let's just do a quick cool down together. You just want to keep moving for a couple of minutes while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit, and while you allow your breathing to normalize, so you can pace around back and forth, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, and focus on slowing down your breathing. So with each breath, really feel your diaphragm being pulled down. Allow your rib cage to expand, and imagine filling up your entire torso with air. So breathe all the way down to your belly button. And then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So just bringing 1 arm across your body, use your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed. If your shoulder is tense and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. You want to feel that nice stretch in your shoulder. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder, shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the other arm across your body, using your opposite arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is relaxed, shoulder is relaxed. Make sure you're continuing to move while we do this little bit of light stretching. So I'm just kind of shifting my weight from foot to foot. But again, you can pace, you can shake out the legs, whatever feels comfortable to you, and make sure you're continuing to focus on your breathing. So 1 more breath, breathing all the way down to your belly button. and control the air as you exhale. Shake it out. Do a quick tricep stretch. So bending one elbow, place your hand on your elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Make sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. So you want to make sure that this free hand is not hanging out up here somewhere by your elbow or by your shoulder. Point those fingers straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. One more deep breath here. Breathe all the way down to your belly button. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Control the air as you exhale and come out. Shake out the arms. Let's get the other side. So bend your other elbow. Place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground as you pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, feeling that nice stretch in your triceps. Breathing all the way down to your belly button and make sure you're continuing to move. So shake out the legs, shift your weight from foot to foot where you can pace. One more deep breath here. And come out. For this last stretch, if you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall or a chair or your dining room table or the arm of your couch or something for support. So if you're holding on to something for support, you're going to bend the opposite knee. Bring the foot behind you and then reach back with your hand that's on the same side. Grab a hold of the top of your foot. If you're not holding on to anything for support, you can grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. And then press your heel into your booty cheek. As you do that, make sure that you are tilting your pelvis forward. So kind of tuck your booty underneath you. Imagine trying to touch your spine with your belly button. And as you are tilting your pelvis forward, you're continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're going to feel that stretch intensify as you isolate your quad muscles more effectively, but I also want you to feel that stretch continue all the way up to your hip flexors as you tilt your pelvis forward. So come out, shake it out. Let's get the other side, bending your other knee. Bring the foot behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek and tilt your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking your belly button all the way back towards your spine. Make sure you're continuing to breathe. Breathe all the way down to your belly button. Use your diaphragm to control your breathing and make sure that you're tilting your pelvis forward, and as you're doing that, you're continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek. One more deep breath here. Feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles. Feel that stretch continue all the way up to your hip flexors and come out. And one last time, shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit, and that's it. That's our little cool down. So if you find that you are still breathing heavily and your heart rate is still elevated, that's fine. Take a couple more minutes to pace around a little bit. You can do some more light stretching. That's a great idea, just to remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It is still really important to make sure that you are taking a good 15 or 20 minutes to stretch every day. If you have time to do it right now, immediately after the workout is always going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to get your stretching done, because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you don't have time to stretch right now, that's fine. Just remember that if you put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you'll need to take a few minutes to warm them back up. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles, because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So please make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day. It is going to go a long way towards helping you to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward. And of course, it is going to improve your flexibility, but just make sure that you are stretching safely. So warm up before jumping into your stretching routine. And with that, our warm up, our workout, and our cool down are complete. And now it is Mobility Monday. So that means that I found another mobility challenge on Instagram for us to try. I'm going to grab my phone so we can watch the reel together a few times and we understand what it is that we are about to attempt. So I'm watching the reel right now on Instagram. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. We'll watch it a few times together so that you can see what it looks like. Mobility challenge. Can you do this? Well, that is what we are about to find out. So this reel is super short. It's already over. Let's watch it again. So she's just bending her knees and doing kind of like a forward fold. And then she's bringing, watch it again, she's bringing her hands around the backs of her knees, and then she's clasping her hands together in front of her heels. So as she's, let's watch it one more time. You can see that as she is kind of bending down, she's inching her feet a little bit wider apart. But then as she, let's watch it one last time. So feet wide apart here, and then as she's trying to clasp her fingers together, she's inching her heels closer together so that by the end her heels are actually touching. So that's how I'm going to kind of approach this, because I think obviously you need a little bit more space to get your arms through, but you're going to have your heels close together if you want to be able to get your hands to clasp together. But that's it. This is a pretty simple one. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull this off. I guess we'll find out. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. All right, so I don't know if naked feet are going to help or not, but her feet were naked, and I finally got a new pedicure. So I'm going with naked feet for this one. So here we go. As soon as you're ready, the first thing we have to do is bend down. So she was bending her knees and kind of doing a forward fold, and then she was reaching her arms around the backs of her knees, and now she was kind of inching her heels closer together so that she could reach her hands together in front of her ankles and clasp her hands. And I think that's it. I think we did it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this one. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I guess it just depends on what your strengths are, how flexible you are, how much mobility you have in your hips and your ankles. But for me, that one was pretty easy, a lot easier than I was anticipating. So I'm happy about that. If you were not successful, don't worry. Warped wall rules. You get 3 attempts. As long as you are able to get it within those 3 attempts, that means that it was a success. If you were successful, let's do it a couple more times anyway in solidarity, and so that you can work on cleaning it up in case yours was a little sloppy. You can get it to flow a little bit better. I always like to keep working on these mobility challenges and get them looking as good as I can so that I can make my own reel to share on Instagram. So look for that tomorrow. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram at BugSusan. I will be sharing a reel tomorrow, and I'll also share it as a short on YouTube. So if you were not successful, let's go ahead and try it again. And if you were successful, let's do it again anyway, work on cleaning it up. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. I was starting with my feet, I don't know, maybe shoulder width apart, hip width apart, whatever's comfortable for you. So just make sure that you're hinging at the hips as you bend down, bend your knees, reach your hands back through. Now here's what I found helpful is to really kind of, before I think of bringing my elbows around, to think of reaching back behind me as far as I can. And the reason for that is that it helped me really kind of hook my elbows. I want to try to get my elbows almost to the outside of my knees, because the farther around you can reach with your elbows, obviously, the more room you're going to have to play with in the front. All right, so feet about hip width or shoulder width apart, bend the knees, kind of hinge at the hips so that you can really reach back behind you as far as you can, and then hook your elbows around your knees. Inch your heels together until they're touching if you can, so that you're able to really grab a hold with your hands, clasp your fingers together, and that's it. We did it. So hopefully if your first attempt was not successful, that little tip helped you to at least get a little bit closer, to at least get your fingers to touch if you weren't quite able to clasp them together. So if you made progress, nicely done. Let's do it one more time and see if you can make a little bit more progress and actually clasp your hands together in front of your ankles. All right, so if you still have not gotten it, that's fine. You get one more attempt. If you have gotten it, congratulations. Let's do it once more. I've talked you through the first 2 attempts, and we even slowed down the second attempt so I could give you a couple of tips and tricks as to how I was able to do it. So now we've tried it a couple of times. We're starting to get it in our bodies. Let's see if we can kind of pick up the pace a little bit for this 3rd attempt and make it flow a little bit better so that it starts to look nice. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. 3rd and final attempt. I'm going to start with my feet about hip width apart, and now I'm going to hinge at the hips, bend the knees, and I'm going to reach my arms through and around the outsides of my legs. Now inch your heels together until they're touching, and see if you can clasp your hands together in front of your heels. And that's it. We did it. Hopefully we all got it that time, but if you haven't gotten it yet, keep working on it because it's really important to train mobility and improve in that area. Flexibility and mobility, I think, are 2 very often overlooked and undervalued aspects of your overall fitness level. That's why we do Mobility Monday. So if you have not yet successfully completed this challenge, keep working on it. It's really important to work on your mobility, and then when you finally get it, it is so satisfying. It is such a sense of accomplishment. So if you were successful, congratulations. Let me know in the comment section if you did this mobility challenge with me, and if you were able to successfully complete the challenge. Let me know how many attempts it took you. But for me, that is another successful Monday mobility challenge in the books. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear about the format of today's workout, especially since there are so many different ways that you can kind of piece this together to make the workout different lengths depending on your time constraints or your fitness level. If you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, please just ask. Especially since I did not have the time to do a full tutorial today. So please make sure you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout. If you need any help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I am always here to help. So please just ask. That is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I just have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.